In Coweta County, deputies make 4 arrests in an armed robbery and home invasion at an apartment complex on Lower Fayetteville Road. We're told at least one of the suspects was armed when the group broke into the home last night and demanded money from the people inside. Deputies say a 3-year-old child was also in that home. Authorities say the group made off with about $400 in cash. Investigators later saw the car on Highway 154 and arrested all those men.
Got a crazy story right here to report, man. This is by way of actually the Shade Room. They have been made aware that Little Boosie has been arrested in Coweta, Georgia on drug possessions as well as possession of a firearm or knife during the commission of a crime. Now, they're saying that the details were not readily available, but what they did find out from looking at court records or police records, that he is being held without bond right now with the court date set for December 25th of this year. That's all we do have right now, that Little Boosie was arrested in Coweta County, Georgia for drug possession once again, possession of a firearm or knife during the commission of a crime. Once again, we do not have all the details. I'm sure details will continue to be, flowing,
Separating the truth and the lies, coming at you from underneath the Newton, Georgia, heavily chemtrailed, sun simulated, people often vaccinated, many radiated, 4G, 5G coming out soon, fiber optics, chemtrailed, geoengineered, sky, Newton, Georgia sky. Unbelievable what's going on. Your edition of the shock treatment, again, folks. You've seen the crime right there. Just 2 examples of the crime. Of course, I don't know, the Little Boosie is a little devil. I'm sure he's not a resident of Coweta County, but the rest aren't. It doesn't matter really, because crime is on the rise here. The statistics don't lie. And we do have a sheriff that's a guy running for sheriff, I should say. I met him in person, and this guy's on the up and up, man. He's like, he wants to make Coweta great again. Let's put it that way. He stands for everything that this county needs. We need to restore this county. We need to take back our streets, our schools. I mean, the crime is on the rise. The drug is on the rise. Drugs. And when you see a cop that has to be stationed at the local Walmart, I mean, what's going on? But the crime is on the rise, and Doug Jordan stands for everything these criminals stand against. They're anti-authority. They're anti-God. And we need to get him off the streets. We need to get him the hell out of the county. And I'll up the ante a little bit. We need to get the dangerous drivers off the road. They're driving worse than ever. Crack down on them. He wants to get more patrol on the streets. Plus, he's going to patrol himself. But you see right here, his name is Doug Jordan. I met him in person, and I just want to show you real quick. He is endorsed by Sheriff Arpaio. Sheriff Arpaio endorses him and said if he has to come to Coweta County and, campaign for him, that's what he'll do. So to know that he's endorsed by someone of that nature, that's that status, that says a lot. But the crime rate here is on the rise, is getting higher in relation to the amount of people we have. There are actually counties that have a lot more people than we do with a lot less crime. So, and his certifications galore. I mean, his certifications, he runs the gamut. GBI certifications, civil rights, privacy, civil liberties certifications, principles of police supervision certification. He's also, let's see here, law enforcement training certifications, Georgia Association of Chiefs of Police, chief executive training, accepted into the National Association of Chiefs of Police, and the list goes on and on. He focuses on criminal justice for the elderly. That's what his certification is. Training and certification in bulletproof leadership for improvement of morale, accountability, and performance of law enforcement officers. And the list goes on with Doug Jordan. He wants to also get rid of the corruption in Coweta County, the corruption in the actual sheriff's department. He says he's not one of them. He's an outsider. Doesn't that sound familiar, huh? Sounds familiar to me, who ran in 2016 with that, like that. So he wants to protect all the children in our county schools. He wants to kick the drug dealers out. He doesn't want to make. He wants to make it to where they will not be intimidating anyone to take drugs or buy drugs or anything of that nature. Get rid of gang activity. As you've seen, there was a great example. A little Boozy, huh? Little Boozy must have had one too many. Little Boozy's a little devil is what he is, and we don't need anything like that. Get rid of the riffraff, including the ones parking on the freaking lawn. That's riffraff. Well, but that's a side note. I'm digressing. But it's just insane how they're driving, they're parking on the lawns. Everything's getting a little topsy-turvy in Coweta County, and we nip it in the bud, and that's exactly what he plans on doing. Protect our older citizens against abuse, whether physical or monetary deception. We had a friend who, as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. I'm always interrupted here. Are you always interrupted? I'm always interrupted. But the thing is, we have a friend, someone we know who's she's 80 years old, but some years ago, not too long ago, someone swindled her out of, let's just say, well over $250,000. And we'll leave it at that. But that's what happens a lot. They prey upon the elderly. So he's going to put a stop to that. He wants to educate the elderly on what to look for. My mother's actually pretty much on it. So you don't need to worry about her. He more than agrees with the Second Amendment, firearm training for any citizen who's legal to obtain a weapon. Isn't that great? So he stands for a lot of great things. He wants to clean up Coweta County, and he's been here for 30 years. He's not in the Good Old Boy Club, and that's something good because the Good Old Boy Club runs deep here in Coweta, deep in the law enforcement, in the public schools. It's bad, folks. It is bad. It is still here. The old blood's still here, and it's time to clean it up. It's time to clean up in the public schools, the Good Old Boy system. You got them harassing teachers out of their positions, and in cliques, administrations operating in cliques, and you got also the deep state in the police department. So that'll be his focus. This guy is really knocked it out of the park from what I hear and what I see. I like what I see and hear, and we need to vote for him. We need to vote for him. And what's that date? That date, folks, that date is June 18th, Coweta County Special Sheriff Election runoff. Election, I should say. I believe that the early day to vote is March 28th. Don't quote me. Look it up, folks. Look it up. But Doug Jordan wants to reclaim the county. I mean, take it back from these criminals that are infiltrating, coming in more and more, coming down the pike, coming from the ATL, you know. And one has to wonder, does that Carter bus that shuffles them to and fro, the ATL to here, I wonder if that has a big influence on crime rate. I'm sure it does. But he's going to clean it up. He's going to get more police on the road. He's going to make sure they do their dang job. As a matter of fact, I tipped them off. We have too much traffic in our neighborhood, an uptick in a dead-end street with 50 homes, and they're parking on the freaking lawn and trashing it up. And I said, something ain't right. You need to investigate. They said, oh, we would know. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't know anything until you actually discover it or someone tips you off. But see, he wants to get them to do their job, patrol more in the neighborhoods. In the neighborhood, that's what he wants, and that's what he's going to do. Elect Doug Jordan, clean up the streets, protect the elderly. He wants to also make sure that these teenage drivers, dangerous drivers, I just saw a newspaper article in the paper, it's called the paper, which is very generic, Noonan, insane. But this girl, I think her name was Abby, she was died 6 years ago, was killed in a car wreck because a distracted teenager killed. Unnecessarily so, and I see a lot of dangerous drivers on the road. So, Doug Jordan, if you can hear my voice, we're going to elect you. I'm doing what I can to get you elected, folks. Vote for Doug Jordan. Doug Jordan. June 18th, Doug Jordan. Doug Jordan. Let's turn this ship around. Get rid of the riffraff and these dangerous teenage drivers and dangerous drivers and the drugs and the gang activity. The heck off the streets and the heck out of the county with the drugs and the gang activity. Doug Jordan, June 18th, for Coweta County Sheriff. Making Coweta great again. Until next time, you receive the shock treatment.